my God, girl, you have not like spoken to an actual human in person in like 4 days. Go outside, go talk to someone. Hi, I'm Taylor-Alexis, and this is a safe place to talk dangerously about life in your 30s, wellness, and film. So if you're new, welcome. And if not, thanks for coming on back. There are so many reasons why a lot of us believe that making new friends in your 30s is hard. And yes, it is, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be. So today we'll be diving into how to make new friends in your 30s. We're talking about putting yourself out there, overcoming the shyness, getting past your fear of rejection, and then being intentional about nurturing those relationships, right? As we grow and evolve in life, some friends are gonna stay, some friends aren't, and some friends you're gonna make on the way. So why not make new friends, right? And with all of the commitments that we have going on in life, remember I said like plants, pets, kids, family, projects, whatever, sometimes, we could be overwhelmed with all of that that's going on, that we don't have the energy to give to meeting new people. But I'll say that meeting new folks in your 30s definitely does, I guess it counteracts that kind of isolation that you might feel of like having to spend all this time with just doing what you have to do to survive or get through life. By making new friends, you can add to your supportive network, right? Based off of this person's background, their perspective, their experiences. It's always nice to have that, variety of ideas and things and topics to talk about. Listen, sometimes you'll make new friends in the weirdest of situations. So once upon a time, I decided to go on a bunch of Tinder dates. I think we were at Fat Black Pussycat down in like West 4th in New York. And I was in the bathroom and this girl, I think she like compliments me on something, and then we started chatting and she's like, well, how's your night going? And I was like, I'm on a really, really bad date. And so she was also on a bad date as well. So we ended up like exchanging Instagrams and numbers, and ended up hanging out after the dates, and those dates didn't go anywhere. But we grew a friendship from that. So, hey, things happen. But also like making new friends, especially in your 30s, it helps you to stay like mentally and emotionally healthy. I think a lot of the times we can feel like we got to do things in silos, or we have to be by ourselves and all this isolation there. So put your head down, focus, da da da. But, I think we thrive better as people with community, and it's more enriching for life. Those long periods of solitude is just not healthy. Like, I know, I can say from personal experience, I'm so used to like being indoors that from the pandemic and stuff that I'm like, oh my God, girl, you have not like spoken to an actual human in person in like 4 days. Go outside, go talk to someone, go do something like that. So I always say I'm a champion for making new friends in your 30s, because you just never know. Like, I don't think you gain anything from saying, oh no, I don't want to be friends with them. I'm not saying, go be everybody's BFF, but be open to meeting new people. You never know what can come of those new connections. Okay, but how do I do this? Like, how do I want to do it, but I feel nervous. Like, trust me, I know I come on here and I talk and I'm pretty outgoing as it gets, but there are some moments where I'm like, oh, like, I don't know, this is weird. So like, just being honest. I shot a couple of weddings and the brides that I shot were really cool. And I'm like, hey, do you want to like get coffee? Like, I hope this is not weird. And been able to hang out with some of them too. So that's pretty cool. But keep in mind, with being shy or that fear of rejection, you got to understand where it comes from, right? I know we all experience this, and it doesn't even have to be just within friendships. It could be like with a job. It could be with, some kind of application. It could be dating, a topic I'll probably get to, but I'm like, I don't know. Once you open that door, that's it. Feeling shy comes from like, maybe you were embarrassed in a situation before. Like maybe you said something silly when you were out and you just have anxiety about it. But all of these experiences will, or hopefully, help you to look past that shyness. And it's about reframing your mindset, right? We always talk about shifting your mindset, and you can shift it at any time. Just don't feel limited. Like, last week I was thinking this way. Well, you know what? This new week, I'm going to think this way. The worst thing that could happen when you're trying to make a new friend is a polite rejection, right? Now, there probably are some people out there that are a-holes and might be super, super mean, but you know what? Do you want to be around anybody like that anyways? No. So, it's okay. And if you do get rejected, which can happen, even when making a friendship or trying to form a friendship, just remember, it's not a reflection of you. It's just not a right fit. And that's okay. I know it sounds so cheesy, but that positive outcome of like, hey, maybe something cool can come from this, right? And just remember that anybody that wants to be your friend as well is not going to judge you for being a little nervous or a little shy, like trying to figure this personality or trying to figure out how much you want to share, because it's so easy to overshare, especially nowadays. But just keep in mind, like, your new friend, or tell yourself your new friend wouldn't judge you for being yourself. And and go from there. With anything, start small. Maybe you don't just jump right into like, I'm going to make 5 friends tonight. Like, just start small, smile, maybe give a genuine compliment to serve as an icebreaker. Now, don't be fake. If you don't like something, you don't have to say it. You know what I mean? You can find another way in for a conversation, but that's usually like the nice way, because then people start to feel good about yourself, and you're like, oh, like, I really love your shoes, or I love the highlights of your hair, blah, 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 and get into a conversation that way. Focus on being an active listener than trying to do all the talking. I know it's like we can get excited and things like that, but like, try to find like that balance. There's no exact formula, but you'll find it. You'll find your wave of like talking to a person, trying to figure out who they are and things like that. But remember, they also might be anxious as well. So just be cool. Just be cool. How do you go about making new friends in your 30s? Well, numero uno, put yourself out there, join a club, take some classes, do some things that you have interest in, like a hobby or something like that, or go to a certain event or a certain place that, more people that enjoy those kind of things will be there as well. So that way you have some commonality. I'd say don't be afraid to initiate and start up a conversation. Again, that easy opening of like giving a compliment goes so far. You just never know. Stick to like open-ended questions. Don't ask one of those yes or no questions, because then the conversation just comes to a halt. It's like, let's say you're doing Bikram hot yoga, and then you're like, oh, do you like hot yoga? Which is obviously probably a silly question because they're there, or maybe this is their first time trying it, who knows? You're directing the answer to an end, right? It's just gonna be like, yes, I like it. No, I don't like it, I'm trying. Or I don't know, I'm just trying it. Versus like, oh, what brings you to hot yoga today? Then you get to hear the person's like personality, or maybe their thought process of like why they're here, what are they doing it for, what's the reason, what's their why. Once you do make that connection, maybe you do an exchange of numbers, you do an exchange of Instagram, whatever your medium is. Follow up and suggest plans. Just say, hey, like, I was gonna go check out this art exhibit or something like that. Would you like to join me? Or like, hey, I was thinking about going here. Or is this something that you'd be interested in? And be open. So with that, also manage your expectations. Friendships take time to develop. So do not think that, like, don't write someone off after one brunch. You don't know who they are. They're just, they're probably figuring you out too. So it's okay. And I think I saw somewhere where they said it takes about like 200 hours for someone to become, 60 hours to become your friend, and then like 200 hours to be trusted, like a trusted friend. I thought that was interesting too. So back to like managing expectations, just remember that everyone that you meet doesn't necessarily have to be this deep and close friendship. I know I was guilty of that. Like, I'm like, I don't like shallow. I like to get deep. Let's talk about life. And that could be like a Pisces thing. But I'm like, let's talk about it. Like, and not every situation calls for that. And that's okay too. That doesn't make the person less of a friend or whatever. It's just not that deep. It's just not that deep. there's a level of maintenance that you have to do. The same thing when you're doing your nails or you're doing your lashes or your hair, there's a level of maintenance that you have to do. So you have to do that as well in your friendships. You know, make plans to regularly connect. I know we can get so busy with life. Put it on the calendar. Make an effort to support whatever they have going on or include them in what you have going on as well. Even with new friendships too, setting boundaries is great as well, like just so that everybody's on the same page and we're respectful, yada shmada. Now, that's not always the case, and I saw something, I think in the New Yorker, about how therapy speak is causing a lot of problems, and I'm like, yes, a lot of this therapy talk is gonna get people caught up in these streets, and like not everybody's with that, you know what I mean? Like not everybody's about that. You know, what did you mean by that? Or like, let's unpack this. Like, not everybody's with that. So you just got to manage the expectations. Being intentional about nurturing those friendships is great. So, you know, I'd say check on each other, even if it's just a quick, hey, how you doing? How's your week? Whatever, you know, or try to schedule some time to meet. Put it on the calendar. Because let me tell you, there have been so many times where like I said I would meet up with friends or new friends, and then I didn't. And then when we did finally meet up, we're like, oh my God, so much time has passed. And you don't realize like, damn, I didn't see you in like 3, 4, 5 months. Like, wow, that's crazy. We're in the same city. Put some time on the calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it ain't happening. For most busy girlies out there. Like I said, celebrating the milestones and their successes, sharing what's going on with your life, as much as you're comfortable with, of course. You don't want to be like, you know, trauma dumping or venting on someone every time you hang out. I think, you know, people remember how you made them feel, and if we had a great time, we're going to want to do that again. And that applies with a lot of things. But, you know, show that you can be reliable and that you could be trusted. And it doesn't mean that you have to put so much pressure on yourself to be this cookie cutter thing of like, I got to be this friend, I got to be this person, I have to, like, just be yourself, be cool, do what works for you and at your pace. What you put out is what you'll get back, hopefully. Okay, so let's wrap. This was short and cute. I didn't want to go too long because I think there's so many things we could talk about with friendships, and I just wanted to start this one off. But I'd always say quality over quantity. This is why you have to like block out most of this noise. But there are all these memes or like these TikTok videos that are like, oh my God, if she has like 1 friend or 2 friends, she can't be trusted, da da da. And it's like, most real people see through the bullshit, and sometimes they'll just have to separate themselves from certain friendships. But on the other side of that, you're also making room to make new friends. This is what we're talking about as well. So quality over quantity. Make sure that you guys are like aligned. That's really important. Like if you share the same values, you know, at its core, like you might not do every single thing together, but certain things, because I think that also comes back to bite you in the ass. We'll get to that later in another video. But sometimes if you guys don't share the same values or you don't look at the world the same, you can have issues down the line. And it's hard for me, this is my experience, to mesh with other women that are so like men is just end all be all of their lives. And I'm like, yeah, they're cool, but like, you know, what do you like to do? Or like, what else do you like to do outside of that? So that's what I'm talking about with like the values and things. And there's other stuff too. Just like, you know, how do you treat people when you go to a restaurant? Are you like, I can't, like snappers, that namekits. So yeah, just make sure you're aligned. It'll bite you in the ass later on. Also too, knowing the difference between who is going to be a friend or acquaintance. I think that comes with time as you start to make friendships too. Like you'll kind of figure it out for yourself, but trust your gut. Just remember, as you guys are like figuring each other out, some embarrassing things might happen, but to remind yourself like this too shall pass. Like nobody's going to remember like the silly thing you said, or like, I don't know, you burped. Let's say you have like something stuck in your teeth, or like your hair is out of place or something like that. If the person is comfortable enough or like cool enough to tell you, I'm like, oh, use a sister. faster because you're not gonna have me out here looking crazy, and I won't do the same to you too. And I know it might be like embarrassing, or it might feel that way to tell someone, but trust me, I think people appreciate it more. Because how many times have you sat there and you're talking to somebody, and then you go to the bathroom and you see you got a little spinach in between your teeth, and you're like, oh, so this whole time you just had me here with spinach in my teeth. Got it. You must hate me. Got it. Dramatic, but you know. But yeah, so don't take yourself too serious when you're making new friends. You'll be surprised how relatable you can be to other people once you start opening yourself up to it and just being yourself and just being out there. So again, keep an open mind, be patient, and be kind with yourself. Don't rush anything that's, you know, I mean, I guess, you know, with dating, when they talk about love bombing, I'm wondering if there's is there something similar in the friendship world? Because then that gives me like lifetime, I'm gonna kill you kind of vibes. If anybody's like rushing or like really feeding to be your friend, I don't know, whatever. See, this is why I don't watch certain things anymore, because it's all in your psyche. Well, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it if you made it this far. And let me know in the comments the last time you made a new friend, and what was the conversation starter? What was the icebreaker? Let me know. And I'll see you and maybe your new friend next time. Bye.